Because I'm a firm believer that for every single one of us, we all have a calling. We all have different occupations, different positions, different professions, and we all have different roles within each organization, within our families, within our communities, in ministry. But every single one of us, if I were to ask for a raise of hands right now, hey, who wants to fail miserably today? Didn't think so. Didn't think so. And there's common ingredients to me that it takes to be successful and to win at any level, regardless of what you're doing. And that's what football has really taught me. As I look back on my career, things that I did right, things that I did wrong, things that I screwed up, areas in my career where I was privileged enough to have wonderful opportunities. There's common ingredients, and I kind of want to share three of them with you this morning. Three things that if I look back, the three most important things that I look back at my career and think, hey, these are the three things that can help mold somebody and kind of start forming habits and rituals to be successful. And the first is I learned it when Coach Krenzel was named the head football coach at The Ohio State back in 2001. And it's all about the importance of having a plan. And I used to think, when I was a child growing up, I used to think that I knew what that meant when I was younger, when I was in high school. I used to think that I had a plan. I had an older brother, still have an older brother. My older brother, Brian, he's 5 years my senior. And, he played football, he played basketball, he played baseball. He went on and actually did his undergrad and played football at Duke University. And for those of you that are wondering, yes, Duke does have a football team still. But I always looked up to him. He was my role model. When people ask, hey, who was your role model? Was it Joe Montana? Was it these guys? And my answer is always, it's my parents and my brother. Because I looked at Brian just like every younger brother does. For as long as I can remember, I always wanted to hang out with his friends. I always wanted to do exactly what Brian was doing. And I thought I had a plan. And my plan was, I wanted to play college football. I wanted to go to college. In essence, I wanted to be like my big brother. It made me realize the importance of that well-rounded plan. Knowing who you are, because who we are at our core, who we are at our foundation, how we're going to act, how we're going to get the job done, how we're going to prepare, that's not dependent on situation. That's not situational. That is a core value and foundation. Whether times are good or times are bad. Are you going to fight or are you going to quit? Are you going to rise to the challenge or are you going to walk away? Are you going to work a little bit harder to do it the right way? Or are you going to realize that it's going to be a little bit easier if you cut a few corners, but the job's going to get done anyway? Having that plan, and I see it in our business, my partner and I, one thing that we did is, a lot of companies have mission statements. One thing that I found to be very important is that we have action statements. We have a series of action statements that focus on how we're going to act, how we're going to accomplish things, and how that's going to relate to our customers, how it's going to relate to our team members and our staff, and how it's going to relate to our communities. And regardless of whether it's sunny or cloudy, whether last month was a good month or the worst month ever, there's certain things that we are going to do, certain ways that we are going to respond, because that's all part of our plan as who we are as a core for our business. I have a plan in my life that's modeled around certain core values. Football was no different. So the one thing that I would ask is, what is your plan? We all know where our goals are, where we want to end up. And I really am excited to be here this morning with you guys that just won the scholarships. You guys are about to embark on an entirely new path in your life with a world full of opportunities. And you don't even realize it. I know I didn't when I was sitting in a seat or sitting in your shoes. But there's going to be a ton of challenges that come your way. There's going to be a ton of opportunities that come your way. And it's really important for you to understand what it takes to be successful, but to do it the right way. That when situations arise, that you're making the right decisions. Because it is, to me, it's to have that foundation and that plan of who you are how you're going to get where you want to go, it really allows you, in my opinion, to go anywhere you want. Because the rest of it's just semantics and details. So really to focus on that plan and who we are. You win with people, the people in our lives. Making sure that when we have the opportunity to choose, we choose the right people. Whether you're hiring somebody, you're making sure they're the right fit, not just from a position standpoint, an experience standpoint, an education standpoint, but from a relationship standpoint, from a who they are as a person standpoint. Are they going to blend and fit well with your culture? When you're choosing your friends, especially you guys as you're going off to college, who are they? How do they look? Is it someone that you really look at and say, wow, we have a lot in common. I believe a lot of the same things they believe. When you have that opportunity to choose, making sure you select the right people. And how important development is. When we're working with people, to develop ourselves and to help other people get better. In football, that is paramount. That's why, that's the number one reason I'm as excited as I am for Urban Meyer to be our head football coach. Because the one thing that I've seen in his career that he and his coaching staffs do is they develop football players. They develop talent. We're going to have guys come in as fresh.